Wow, good day there, and welcome back to the channel. Well, it was supposed to be a work on the lights on the R15 video and, get that project rolling, because I said I'd do it and show you guys the wiring and how I would mount the lights to the cab and all that fun stuff. Mother Nature has decided to say, no, you don't get to do that today. You get to go do the fun stuff and go be inside. So we're going to change track here, or change course, and what we're going to do today is something a little bit different. So we're trying something a bit new here, but also something I'm pretty excited about, and that is answering your comments, more so your questions in the comments, in video form. Now, lately I've had a lot of good comments with good questions, and some of them I can't just respond to right away because they make me stop and think, and I love that. I'm here for it. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to everybody's favorite place, the office. Yay. We're going to bring those comments up and we're going to answer them today. And the reason we're doing this is because some of those comments, they have multi-part answers, and they're bigger than I would want to just respond to in the comments section. I don't want to put a page-long paragraph in there. So without further ado, we're going to head back in and we're going to go answer these questions. Alrighty, see you in the office. Alright, here we are, back in the office. Oh, both dogs decided to come with me, and they brought their squeaky balls. Oh, joy. I got our cup of tea here. And yes, for those that don't know, we love our dogs, and the squeaky ball just comes with life. Now, as I said earlier, outside there, we're going to answer some questions, some comments. So we're going to start here. We have 3 different comments on 3 different videos from the same person. So we're going to answer those here and get into that. Kip, are you going to sit there and squeak your ball the whole time? Yes, you probably are, because you are the goodest boy. You really are. Yeah, you are the goodest boy. All right, let's jump right into it here. So, Carl Franz 2046. So that's the poster that, or commenter, I guess I should say, that these 3 comments come from. So we're going to start with this one, and then we'll go to the next video and the next video that this person commented on, and we'll answer these. Now, this person commented on the 2025 Rippa R10 Eco overview and attachment questions answered. I will post the link for that in the description if you want to watch that and see that one for yourself. We'd appreciate that. But here we are. Okay, so Carl Franz 2046. I'm learning the ropes on an R15. 10 hours tearing into a really huge multi-year branch and brush pile. That's a chore. I tried first. I should learn to read. I first tried the small bucket, but eventually switched to the rake. Huge improvement. Yep, and I will explain why. Unsure about the post hole digger, even though I need one. The cost seems high for a tight wad. Fair. I'd love to see more about your R15 and how you use it, upkeep, etc. Well, have we got good news for you. We're going to start at the beginning, and then we'll work our way through this. Learning the ropes on an R15. Awesome. Congratulations on your purchase of your machine, and we wish the utmost trouble-free hours with it, and I hope it lasts as long as you'd like it to last. They're a good machine to learn on. More stable than the R10, more power than the R10, but still uses the same 1-ton attachments, so it's a great introduction point to having an excavator, in my opinion. So again, congratulations, and welcome to owning an excavator. That's pretty awesome, man. We're happy for you. Now, the huge multi-year branch pile and attacking that with the tooth bucket versus attacking that with the rake. Well, the tooth bucket, it's a decent all-around attachment, but if you're trying to grab large quantities of material or even like sort through a brush pile or wood or anything like that, the rake is definitely the way to go. It just works better, and you'll find it meshes better with the thumb as you go to close down. Now, it can get caught on the thumb too, so be careful on that. So yeah, definitely smart idea to switch over to that. Something I would say keep doing. Yeah, that the rake is one of the most underappreciated attachments I think you can get. And the rake will actually come back up here in a little bit, because spoilers, I read ahead and actually half planned this. Now, the post hole auger. Oh, the post hole auger is an attachment I am very conflicted about. On one hand, I like it. On the other hand, I don't feel that the R10, R13, or R15 have the power or the downforce, the ability to push the attachment down, push the auger down, that it requires. Now, your experience will vary depending on the material you're in. Here, where I am particularly, we run into a lot of bank pit run, large rock, things like that. Now, I have talked to Joy T5 about getting custom auger bits. I can do it. I don't use it enough to warrant the cost of the auger bits. So, yeah, I get it. Honestly, it's one of those attachments, my friend. If you can borrow it, borrow it. Don't buy one. I just don't. I don't think they're worth the investment. Like I say, I have one, and honestly, it lives under my deck, where I store my attachments, because it's just not, for me anyways, that's what I found, just not enough power there, and weight to really drive that auger down, especially if you're trying to get 4 foot, for fence posts, things like that. I don't know. Could just be my auger, could just be my machines, but I don't know. Let us know how you guys feel. Anybody else with the auger? Hit up the comments on this video. Let us know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm full of crap. So, call me out on it. Now, more videos about how I use the R15. They are coming. Please bear with us. They are coming. Just this past week, I know things have been kind of silent, but we've been out looking at jobs and putting out bids and things like that, and we're starting to get some response back. People are budgeting for their late spring, summer projects right now, and so it takes some time. Now, in saying that, we have landed a client. We'll call them a client, but they are really just a good friend of mine who needs quite a bit of work done on their property, and the work that they require covers the points that I would like to present in that series, the introduction to digging. So bear with us, give us some time. It is coming. Now, there are other jobs and other things in the works, but not everybody's on board with the YouTube thing, and I respect that. I respect people's privacy and all that, so we're good there. Now, yeah, so that's what that is. It's coming. And as for the upkeep and items like that, well, that's coming too. Believe it or not, that machine that I got in August of last year, August of 2025, September of 2025, I can't remember the exact date. We are now March of 2026, and it's coming up on its 50-hour service real quick. So I will break that down I will film that when we do that. That will be out. For long and short of it right now, it's all the filter changes. We'll clean out the air filter. Fuel filter gets changed. There's a few of those. And the oil gets changed and the oil filter gets changed. And then every 8 to 10 hours, depending on use of your machine, grease every point, except for the ones that are on the ring gear or swing gear or slew gear. There's many terms for it, underneath the house, between the house and the undercarriage. That one only needs to be done, every 20 hours. But when you do it, make sure you grease it really well. And if you have any questions about that, I can make a video on how to do that, certainly. Post it up in the comments if that's something you guys would like. Or, you can certainly contact your local Rippa dealer, and they should be able to explain that process to you or give you a demonstration on how to do it. But yeah, so that's the first comment here on this video. Now, let's get to the next one. Hi. You're adorable. All right. On to the next one. You're adorable. You're so adorable. Okay. All right. So we're on to the next comment here. Again, Carl Franz 2046 is giving us the questions and stuff to think about, and I love it. This is what we're here for. So this comment is on the 1-ton excavator cleanup bucket comparison that I did. I think it was really well. I think we did really good on that one, but I don't know. You tell me. Anyways, here we are. I also have the stock clean-out bucket for my R15. I'm curious about the toothed version. Does this make it capable of excavation, or do the teeth add more aggressive scraping? Also, any suggestions on using the R15 for garden tilling without springing for a purpose-built tiller? Perhaps use the root ripper as a single plow. Alright, so again, Carl Franz giving us the multi-layered questions, and we are going to give him a multi-layered answer. Alright, here we are. Okay. The toothed version of I guess I should say, the version of the clean-out bucket with the teeth, first and foremost, is not my idea. That was Mike Fiesta, who I saw that with, and he had great luck with it. You can see his videos. I'll post the link to his video that demos that bucket in that configuration. Now, does it make it capable of excavation? Well, excavation is a pretty broad term. Sure. What the teeth do, and we'll use our handy dandy digger here, our model that's too small for you to see anything, but we're going to try anyways. So you can see the teeth there, right? Now, what those do is, as you run the bucket into the ground, it breaks the ground up first. So not necessarily the ground, but into the material you're digging into. It breaks it up first, and it does make it easier. Hi. It does make it easier to help cut through some materials and some things. Now, I'm going to say this. Hey, Squeaky Ball. You're on it today, bud. You're never the one that's always on it. It's always her. It's always her. So, sorry. The tooth bucket, if you're using the cleanup bucket as a tooth bucket, like you go out, you purchase the teeth, you drill the holes, you put them in, you got to be careful, because the tooth bucket holds more volume of material than the standard tooth bucket that comes with the machine. I believe it's like a 16-inch tooth bucket or something like that. So when you carry that much more volume, you're going to become heavier faster. So when you're doing that, you have to keep in mind how stable your machine is and what you're doing when you're using that bucket. Because if you're into like wet, heavy material and you go and take a great big heaper, these machines will dive over the side if you don't have enough counterweight on, or if you've been greedy on the material you're loading. Now, that's not every material, right? There are some materials that are lighter, and that's more what it's for. Call it more like a bulk bucket, if you will. So keep that in mind as you're digging, or you're asking the machine to dig. You're getting more volume, and it is harder on the machine because you have a tendency to go a little more ham when you have a tooth bucket. So yeah, it's one of those things. And these buckets, unfortunately, they're not, well, at least the factory ones that I've come across, they're not very reinforced or reinforced at all. So if you have your teeth and you're digging away and you catch the tooth on something and you're still pulling, you can bend the bucket up pretty quick. Now, I would recommend getting a piece of plate steel welded to the bottom side of the bucket and then bolt your teeth on. Give it some extra rigidity. Whether you do that or not, that's up to you. That's about it on the tooth bucket end of it and what the purpose of that is. It's just more material, faster, but it does add weight and it does add stress on the machine and it does stress the attachment out. Now, something that I've noticed, and I said in that comparison, was that if you're trying to ground load something and you have the bucket curled all the way in, so, all the way in, they don't sit all the way in. They sit like that. They don't do this. So that's something to consider as well. That being said, though, yes, I am indeed going to be building custom buckets for the machines that have the quick attaches, because that seems to be the problem with the curl, is the quick attach itself. So we're going to be redoing the bucket mounting ears and pins and everything on the buckets to see like what position they're in to obtain that full curl up to the thumb. So that is coming. Again, bear with us. It's coming. That is probably every bit of 3 months away. So, but once those are in and proof of concept is done, and I like it, we'll start offering them for sale. But right now, they're a good few months away, but it is coming. So just bear with us, please. We will get those out to you. And we will offer a tooth version as well. We will be offering a factory tooth version, and the cleanout buckets will have replaceable edges. So please keep that in mind, but bear with us as we go through with the development on this. It does take time because I want to get it right before I say, hey, here you go, guys, this is going to work for you. Now, we are way off from the original comment here. Now, any suggestions on using the R15 for garden tilling without springing for a purpose-built tiller? Well, this is going to come as a surprise to absolutely no one. I have no idea how gardening works. I have no idea how agriculture works. I have said it before, those that grow food, props to you, more power to you. I have no idea. So, what I do know of gardening, so if you haven't already gathered, it's like next to nothing. that tilling essentially is aerating the soil, and I could be wrong. Please roast me in the comments if I'm wrong. Tilling is a form of aerating the soil, or turning the soil. So what I would recommend with that is using the rake and changing how you think about using the machine. Now, I've drawn up a diagram here because I can draw. It's incredible. I can't write, but I can draw. And I'll go over how I would attack it. Now, this is definitely presuming a few things. This is presuming that, one, it's a garden. Two, that there's nothing in the way around it. Three, it's longer than it is wider. And four, that the R15 can virtually reach across the width. So, and I could be way wrong, but without being there and being able to see it, I'm just going to kind of wing it, and here we go. All right, so my fancy diagram. So with the rake on the R15, I would start on this one side, and I would try to sit either in the middle, or if it is longer, break it into thirds for the swing radius of the machine. Now, I do understand you're not trying to rake material towards yourself, so I would be very wary on how far in you put the rake, and I would leave it tilted out more as opposed to the more aggressive in, to give that kind of that action or motion that when it goes through the dirt, it acts like a garden hoe. Not hoe, sorry. The little 4-pronged garden rakey thing. I don't know. Sure, that thing. And then I would walk backwards, so I'd have the blade facing this way, and I would walk backwards across the garden, working that way. And then what I would do is I would start back here, and I would go this way, across the width, down the width, to give it that multi-directional kind of soil tilling idea. And then the root ripper as a single plow. I think I understand what you're saying, and I think it would work. And we're going to take a look at the single shank ripper, and I'm going to show you why I think it would work. Oh, here she is. Okay, so single shank ripper. I want you to look down at this area. Dang, this is heavy. You see how it's kind of got like that V in it? And then it drops down here? I think the idea of this being a plow, if you were, to be just dragging it towards you on maybe like a slight angle, kind of something like that in the ground, maybe a little more, not as aggressive. I think if, you kind of drag it along like so, I think you'd get your rows. That's heavier than I remember. And for that, again, this is assuming that the machine can reach across the garden. I would start on this side, reach across, and just back like this and this. So you have the tracks and the blade facing that way. So you're essentially walking the machine sideways and just reaching across and doing your rows that way. That's how I would attack it. And again, that is presuming quite a few things. I could be way wrong. And again, roast me in the comments. Let me know if I'm totally out to lunch and screw it, just buy the tiller. But I am all down for not having to buy more attachments and just using the ones either you have or the ones that are the most cost effective. A purpose-built tiller, I don't even know what they run. Sure, money, all of it, yes. But yeah, so that's that answered, hopefully. And then we'll go on to that poster's last comment. And that comment is on the lights for your compact equipment video, the last one I just put out. Again, Carl Franz, 2046. All right, you talked me into it. All I need now is a simple installation guide for my R15, including how to wire all these up. Please include a suitable light for finding my way home after dark in a rainy Pacific Northwest forest. Oh, and how about links to your light vendors? I make my own LED lights for the kitchen using a 3D printer and cob lights. Damn. You creative. That's wicked. Keep that up. That's awesome. I guess if you need custom kitchen lights that are, use the LED cob boards, if you don't know what those are, so the cob boards or the LED chips are the little yellow things you can see in these lights here. So, I guess hit them up. Hit that person up if you need custom kitchen lights. That's pretty trick, man. That's awesome. I like that. Now, a simple installation guide for the R15. Well, at the start of this video, that's what this was supposed to be. But Mother Nature, again, had said, no, you can go inside and do inside things. So it's coming. Bear with me, it's coming. How we're going to do that, though, is I have a very particular way I want to do things. And that is I don't want to cut wires. I want to do a plug-and-play system where you just unclip the harness, plug the adapter cable in, or the, my wiring harness in that runs to the other lights, and it's all good. You open the compartments, it all looks factory. That's what I'm after. Very much that's what I'm after. So please bear with me. It is coming. I want this to be as easy as possible, and yes, it will be a kit that I will sell, but these take time to develop. Suitable light for finding my way home after dark in a rainy Pacific Northwest forest. Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm originally from the other side of the Rockies, from British Columbia, and I miss it. I love it, and you are living in a beautiful, beautiful place. So I'm a little bit jealous. Not gonna lie. To make it home in that. Now that there's some variables on that. Are you a cab model? Are you running a canopy model? Do you still have the mesh guard on it? Things like that. Now, I will include a picture somewhere, probably right over the center here, of where I would put a set of lights on a canopy model. Now, please bear with me that the picture you're about to see is of the 2026 that has the lights up top. Just ignore those. So that'll be around here somewhere. And yeah, so I would put them in that area. Low floodlight would be the best, I think, for that. You could, I think, a light that does both white and yellow would be suitable for that. I can when I do the wiring diagram or when I do the wiring install for my machine, the lights I will have will be a two function. So I will include that as well. Now, and I guess to clarify, the kits we're going to do are a light that is two function and then a light that is just a single function. That just ties into your factory harness. Well, both are going to tie into your factory harness, but one's going to have a little more to it than the other. Anyways, yeah, I would just mount everything low in a flood pattern. Think. Now I'm gonna date myself here, but that's okay. If you go back to, I want to say the mid 90s, back when we had to turn our headlights on. If you had a vehicle with fog lights, you used to be able to turn the headlights off and run just the park lights and the fog lights in bad weather, and that used to give you the visibility of the road surface underneath the fog or the blowing snow or through the rain. So that's what I would do with your machine. Is I would lights down low in a flood pattern. Yeah, that's. I don't know if I'd go projector, but I'd go something down low in that area. And I know I've said that like friggin' 9 times, but with your particular machine, I don't know it, so I'm going to speculate that you have the canopy. If you have the cab, I would run these little flush mount pod lights, and again, there will be an install video because these are what I'm going to run. Just the way that they're built, it just pours the light out underneath, down to where you're actually tracking and all that. But if you're the canopy model, I would try and find a light that's mounted. Oh, those are junk. Oh yeah, that doesn't have the mount on it. Of course not. Mounted like this, where they have the one bolt through and then this bolt here across the bottom. So you can take them. See if I can do this because I left this tight. So you can take them and turn them at a 90 degree when you mount them, so that they stay back from the edge of the machine, but also, put light out for you, and you can kind of turn them down just a little bit, or position them up if you need to. That's where I would head with that. Yeah, and as for light vendors, I don't have a vendor. I honestly, all my stuff has been collected from the old Amazon over the past 5 years. Everything's kind of just been sitting on a shelf for projects that haven't gone through. And I'm a bit of a lighting nerd, so sometimes I see something cool on Amazon and it's $50, and I go, hey, that's $50 I can do without, and that's a product I can do with, but I'm not going to do anything with it. And that's where a lot of this has come from. So unfortunately, I don't have that. I don't have any vendors at the moment. If it takes off and becomes a thing, maybe I can find a vendor. Until then, it's just kind of just on the old Amazon, or like I say, your Harbor Freight or PV Mart or AutoZone, O'Reilly's, Napa, that kind of stuff. Yeah, that's all I got for that. So there are a couple other people, or a couple other things I would like to mention before we wrap this up here, because this is getting a little long in the tooth for what it is. If you happen to see this, Nova Norm, we're looking for an update on your machine, my friend. Has it arrived? Are you getting closer? Let us know. Let us know, man. We're excited for you. He had purchased one from one of the dealers that I work with, and we're really excited to hear that he's either A, got it, or that B, that it's close, and really excited to see what he does with it. He's been a frequent commenter, so just wanted to give him a bit of a shout out and find out what's going on there. Hit us up, man. And there is one more person that I'd like to give a shout out to, and that is Shags McShrivels. what a legend of a name. Both him and Nova Norm, they have been following along on the Introduction to Dig videos, commenting and whatnot. So let us know how you're doing with your machine out there. And for both of you and those who also been following along, there is more Introduction to Dig videos coming. Just bear with us. It was a matter of finding a client that needed that work and would allow us to do it. And we've got that. But again, Mother Nature's given us the middle finger and said, you're going to wait. So give us some time. It will be back. The series isn't dead. We didn't forget. And yeah. So we're gonna wrap this up here. If you have any questions that you would like answered in this format, or if you like this format of me answering questions, put it in the comments and put your comments or comment your questions. There it is. Or you can email your questions to albertamidlyndrr@gmail.com. We will answer them from there as well in the video format. So to everybody who watches, likes, subscribes, comments, you mean the world to us. It means that we're doing the right thing, and it means, we'll keep going forward with it. And we appreciate every single one of you. But that's it for now. So with that, you go on ahead and take care and stay safe out there. Have fun.